Hey guys, DJ here with Next Level Coaching, and today we have a deck profile of the black, white, green tokens deck that has been crushing the Innistrad block format. And a couple of my friends I shipped this deck list to, and they've been 3-1ing and 4-0ing a lot of dailies, and I've personally had a lot of success with this list of tokens. So here I am to share it with you. And the most up-to-date list is we have the deadweights. And deadweights are basically a concession to aggro decks. You need deadweight for against all these wonderful 2-drops that everyone is playing nowadays, like Mentor of the Meek and Huntmaster of the Fells. It's one of your best ways to beat Huntmaster of the Fells. Any sort of random aggro dork, like Champion of the Parish, Cloistered Youth before it flips, things like that. It's not that bad against tokens either. Like, it kills a spirit token in a pinch. Another interesting choice that nobody else is playing is we have 4 main deck Ray Revelation, and that's because all that you play is the mirror match or like red white tokens or anything like that. It's all token based, and I absolutely positively want to smash the token mirror match. So with 4 Ray's main deck, it's just an absolute blowout every time. Standard 4 intangible virtue, 4 haunting, 4 lingering souls. Some people I've seen are playing like 3 haunting or 3 lingering souls. Personally, I feel that's always incorrect. You want to be maxing out on the flying tokens whenever possible. If you want to chop any of the token makers, you want to chop Gather the Townsfolk. Those human tokens aren't that powerful in the token mirror match, mainly because they don't fly. Intangible Virtue is a different story because it makes 5 of them, but Gather the Townsfolk only makes 2. It's one of the weaker token making spells. So, it's not so great in the mirror match. It's really good against aggro though, so that's why they didn't get completely chopped for my 75. Moving on, we are maxed out on Severs again. We just want to completely crush the token mirror match. Plus, it's the only real removal spell in the deck. It gets anything. Maxed out on Planeswalkers because a lot about the token mirror match and a lot of control matches in this format, they're really, really, really grindy. So you just want to untap with the Planeswalker and play, and just grind an incremental advantage until you win that way. The curses and the sudden disappearance are also a concession to all the token decks that are being played. The standard 27 lands. We have 3 Gavany Township. I want to play a 4th one, but I don't know what colored land to cut. Like, the mana is really, really tight in this deck, so I don't know how to make room for a 4th Gavany Township. Maybe just go up to 28 lands totally. I'm not 100% sure, but this is something I definitely want 4 of. Alright, moving on to the sideboard. We have Bloodline Keepers, amazing against aggressive strategies. It's okay in the mirror match, but if everyone's playing multiple Garruk and maxing out on Severs, Bloodline Keeper is not the best because it's always just dying to Garruk or Sever, and when you're behind on board and that happens, it's really, really bad. The curse is for obviously more token decks and whatnot. The Deadweight and the Tragic Slips are there for aggressive strategies and like Champion of the Parish strategies, things like that. Same thing with Gather Townsfolk. These 3 cards are all quite amazing against zombies too. Like, there's not a whole lot zombies can do when you have a couple of these in your opening hand. You just crush their early drops. Diagraph Ghoul just gets demolished by the Deadweights and the Gather Townsfolks and things like that. And the way zombies kill you is by just creating a tempo advantage and riding it to victory and burning you out with Geralt's Messenger. And the fact that you can stop that from happening by killing their early drops and fighting with their early drops is always beneficial. Also, zombies has a really hard time fighting Garruk. The other side of the appearance is again in there for tokens too. We have increasing ambition for the slow grindy matches, like the recent 4-color control deck that is gaining in popularity. This card's amazing versus them because it's essentially always fetches out the 3 best cards in your deck versus them. Which most of the time is going to be like Planeswalker, Witchbane Orb, and something else. And the Witchbane Orb is amazing against them too because it protects your Planeswalkers from dying to Devil's Play and Brimstone Volley and things like that. The Vault's there for against the more aggressive decks, like the red-white decks and things like that. It's also reasonable in the mirror match if you want a 4th land that does something. The Victimonite is specifically there for Hellrider because, let's face it, Hellrider's a bitch to ever be able to try and fight and deal with all these pathetic 1/1 tokens. So we need somewhat of an answer to it. I'd like a second Hellrider, or I mean a second Victimonite in here to help fight against the Hellriders, but the problem is it's the sideboard space is already tight as it is, and it's double black, and this is a 3-color deck with not the best mana in the world. So it's really hard to find room slash justify a second Victim of Night. And then finally, we have Witchbane Orb. This is just an answer to everything. It's an amazing one of. You want it in the mirror match, so like they can't curse you, they can't do anything to you. You want it sometimes against red white because it stops them from devils playing you, like if they're the burn heavy version. And then you want it against Burning Vengeance and 4-color control decks because most of the time they're going to kill you with devils play, and Witchbane Orb just does that. Witchbane Orb also protects your planeswalkers too. Well, that's about everything right now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.